Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody has had a fantastic week, and I hope your weekend is off to a great start. Students, in this class we are looking at IELTS Task 2 Writing, and we're specifically continuing with the task 2 that we started yesterday, where it's about one job versus having many jobs in a lifetime. This is of course March 4th, and this is a members chat class. So to become a member of our YouTube channel, click the join button next to the subscribe button, and then you can join the chat. Welcome Saeed. We have some members joining in now. That's fantastic to see. Just adjust a little bit here. There we go. All right. This lesson, everyone, is presented to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS, visit us there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. On both of those websites, we have a lot of material to help you improve for your next IELTS exam, including we have 6 full practice exams, over 100 hours of video lessons, and a fully interactive course. You can see our academic IELTS website here with the blue background, and you can click this big red button to join our premium package. And we still have this very special pop-up discount code going for the next 2 days. It's RU492. That will give you a 30% discount off our premium IELTS course, RU492. Welcome Carolina. Hi Jainil. Hi Rahul, Pushprendra, Oz. Nice to see more students joining in. General IELTS, green background. Again, students, just click this big red button. We are an official IELTS test registration center and certified agents, so you are in great hands with us for your IELTS preparation. There are apps that power our materials as well. Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help in your app store, and then down there you can see our Instagram as well, IELTS_AE Help and GIELTS Help. Follow us on Instagram for our live schedules, daily vocabulary, and lots more great materials for free. Join us now. Students, we have a few more live classes this week. So we have our class right now, which will be task 2, finish. Then we'll have listening, part 3 and 4, the second half of the listening that we started yesterday. And then we'll have speaking part 2 and speaking part 3 tomorrow. And if you want to send me an email, it's right up there, adrian@aehelp.com. So the task 2 question that we started with yesterday, and this was requested by Baljit, was this question here. So some think that people who choose a job early and keep doing it are more likely to have a satisfying career than others who frequently change jobs. To what extent do you disagree? Agree or disagree? Give explanations and examples to support your opinion. So let's take a look at the body paragraphs and the conclusion. You have to write at least 250 words. Saeed is asking, is it okay to write 400 words in task 2? Yes, Saeed, it is. There is no maximum word limit. You can write 400 words, just make sure it's quality. Make sure it's good quality writing. It's probably a better idea to aim for, like, if you're doing a really good job and you're very quick at typing and you have some good ideas, it's probably better to aim for like 350, 360, and then just make sure it's good quality. So make sure there's no spelling mistakes. And you want to be concise as well, so don't be repetitive. So be careful. It is quality over quantity, Udit. That's right. That's absolutely correct. All right. So let's take a look at the syllabus here where we started this task 2 yesterday. And with one part of this task 2 that was quite tricky, as everybody remembers, was the topic. So identifying the correct topic here, it's not about having a job for your whole life or having many, but it's about actually having a satisfying career. So what's the requirement? What is needed for a satisfying career? The controlling idea was that, well, it could be having the same job for a person's entire life or choosing different jobs. And we realized a very important point, that having a satisfying career could be achieved in the same job, or it could be achieved by doing many different jobs, because it's not really related necessarily to the number of jobs that a person has in their life. Does everybody remember that? So Rashika, Saeed, Udit, everybody remembers that. Really, this is a kind of a tricky question, because to have a satisfying job, it's possible with one job, it's possible by having a lot of different careers. It's not really related in some ways to the number of jobs that a person has. Okay, Udit and Saeed say yes, I remember that. Right, so we realized that by going through the planning, like what is a satisfying career, and we realized that a satisfying career is a job that a person is motivated to do. They feel a reward, they feel self-actualization, they feel fulfillment, purpose in that job, right? Okay, and a person can feel that way when they do one job, and a person can feel that way when they do many jobs, right? So eventually, we came out with the introduction. And the introductory paragraph is here. Okay, so this is the introductory paragraph here. The introductory paragraph reads like this. Okay, so let's take that highlight off. Job satisfaction leads to great productivity and a happy life. Certain people pursue the same career for over 4 decades, while others switch jobs every 5 years in hopes of having a fulfilling profession. A satisfying job can be defined as work that a person is motivated to do because they feel a sense of reward in their accomplishments. I do not agree that staying with the same job for an entire lifetime necessarily leads to a more satisfying career than changing jobs, because this can depend on the individual and time. Okay. All right. Now here I'm using the first person voice, so I'm using I, personal opinion here. But I have to be careful, because as I'm reviewing this, I realize that the original question, if I go way back up here to the original question, here's the original question. This doesn't actually ask for a personal opinion. Well, it does say, to what extent do you agree or disagree? So yeah, okay, we can stick with the first person voice, because it's asking to what extent do I agree, right? And oftentimes these to what extent, they are going to be personal, because it's subjective, as we discussed. So there's my personal voice then, okay? Just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure there for a second. Okay, so I do not agree. All right. And then staying with the same job for an entire lifetime necessarily leads to a more satisfying career than changing jobs, because this can depend on the individual and time. All right, so let's talk about the individual. Okay, and we're going to do that in body paragraph 1. So body paragraph 1 has to have a topic sentence. By the way, students, when I'm describing for you the structure of this essay, it's the same structure that you see in the reading passages for academic IELTS and in section 3 of the general IELTS. And The only difference might be that the IELTS reading passage is always in third person voice. So you never see a first person voice unless it's general IELTS. In general IELTS, you might actually see a first person voice in some rare cases for reading section 1 and 2. And you can definitely see second person voice in reading section 1 and 2 of the general IELTS, but the academic will be third person voice, but the structure will be the same, meaning that the body paragraphs in the academic IELTS reading will have a topic sentence. They will include explanations, they will include examples, and they will include a connecting sentence. Okay, so body paragraph 1 starts with this topic sentence. And your topic sentence is a deeper definition of your thesis point 1. In this case, the individual. Okay, so we're basically saying that to have a satisfying career can depend on the individual. And keep in mind the original question. So don't forget the controlling idea, which means staying in the same job or changing jobs. All right. So let me show you this by writing the topic sentence here for body paragraph 1. And then I think you're going to have a lot more clarity. You'll realize that, oh, okay, that makes sense. All right. So okay, so here's the example, all right? So remember what I said here in my thesis. The thesis sentence is the center of your essay. It's what your essay pivots on. It's the cornerstone of your essay, basically, okay? So you really have to have a good thesis to write a good essay. And when you're learning your IELTS, and when you're getting ready for university or your job, you really have to master and understand this concept of the thesis statement. For those of you who are going to take some English when you enter college or university, and most of you will, then you will realize very quickly, oh yeah, what Adrian was saying is what's happening. The professor keeps emphasizing the thesis. The teacher keeps talking about the thesis. And so here, this is point 1, is the individual, right? So this is body paragraph 1. Okay, and then the time is going to be point 2, and that's going to be body paragraph 2, but we're not there yet. Okay. All right, so this is point 2, body paragraph 2. All right, so let me highlight all of this here, okay? All right, so here we go with a deeper definition of what I mean that it's up to the individual. So certain individuals are fortunate enough to realize their career path in their 20s, and they settle on a fulfilling profession, while others take longer and need to try a variety of jobs before finding their true calling. Okay. Yeah, Jainil has a sentence here. So let me take what Jainil has written. This is what Jainil wrote. Okay. And then I'll review it. Jainil, I like it, honestly. I just took a quick look at it. And I think that you have a good topic sentence. So your topic sentence does not have to be the exact same as what I just wrote. It can be different as long as it's a deeper definition according to your own logic. And as long as that logic is sound, it's clear, it's fine. So this is Jainil here. Jainil writes, it is a personal preference for people to do a continuing one type of job, to do a, let's simplify that a little bit, Jainil, but I think you're on the right track. So it is a personal preference for people to do a job continuously for many years, or switch careers throughout their lives to satisfy themselves. Jainil, I agree with you. It is a personal preference, and I can see your logic, and I definitely feel that that is a good topic sentence that further defines how it's up to the individual whether or not job satisfaction can be achieved from staying in the same work or from switching jobs all the time, right? So now we want an explanation. And just like Jainil, members, I definitely encourage you to write these sentences. So write the topic sentence, write the explanation, write the example, maybe just write the first letter. So for an example, write EX, and then write the example. For an explanation, just write E, and then write the explanation. Then I can see what you're doing in the chat, and I can give you some feedback and a bit of correction, just like I did for Jainil here, okay? So now comes the explanation, okay? And in the explanation, so the explanation has to be a logical reason or reasoning for your topic sentence, right? With numbers, okay, with substance. So it's hopefully an explanation that is rational. We can say, yeah, that makes sense. I've met people like that. I have seen that in life. I have experienced that, okay? So it creates a sense of empathy. Okay, so a good explanation creates agreement and empathy. That's where your reader goes, yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, I can see that. I've had that happen. Okay. All right, so while you're thinking about an explanation, this is what me has written here for the topic sentence. Okay, let's take a look at this. By the way, Jainil, your topic sentence would be about a level 6.57 writing. Once you make that correction, it's like a band 8.5. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at me, or me's sentence, I should say. Okay. So me is writing, it is due to the talent and fortunate of each person to find a chance at a satisfying job at their early ages, or switch between several jobs in order to find the right one. Me, I would almost say that you're more kind of going towards the explanation with this than your topic sentence. Okay, so it is from the talent, and I don't know about luck, but maybe. I'm not sure if luck has that much to do with it. Talent and luck of each person to find, let's simplify that, a satisfying job at an early age. Or not. Yeah, so you're trying to include too much information me here at once. You need to explain this a little bit more clearly. I think what you're wanting to say is that when a person does not recognize their talent and is unlucky, they might need to switch several jobs before they find the right one. So, or not. So if a person, and you need to be clear, students, so don't think that your reader can get inside of your head and guess what you're saying. So if a person is less fortunate and they do not discover their talent until later in life, they may need to switch between several jobs in order to find the right one. And now I would say me that it makes more sense. It's clearer. So it is from the talent and luck of each person to find a satisfying job at an early age or not. Or not. Why is that not working for me? Age or, there we go, not. If a person is less fortunate and they do not discover their talent until later in life, they may need to switch between several jobs in order to find the right one. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. All right. So I think, again, me, that's more of your explanation. So don't confuse your explanation with your topic sentence. And make sure that you write enough detail that it's clear for your reader and your reader does not have to kind of fill in the information on their own. Okay? All right, so be careful about that. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at mine as well. I mean, it's kind of similar to yours. I think yours is okay as well. I mean, you could use that as your topic sentence, so it's a bit subjective, but you're on the right path, okay? Let me do an explanation here, a logical reasoning, okay? Let me jump back. Okay, some children find their passion in life during their teenage years and realize that this is the work they want to pursue in their adult lives. But others do not discover their talents. I'm going to kind of use what you're saying here, me, because I think it's useful. Their talents until their third or fourth job. Okay, so let me just read what I have for my topic sentence and my explanation, make sure it makes sense. So certain individuals are fortunate enough to realize their career path in their 20s and they settle on a fulfilling profession, while others take longer and need to try a variety of jobs before finding their true calling. Some children find their passion in life during their teenage years and realize that this is the work they want to pursue in their adult lives. But others do not discover their talents until their third or fourth job. Okay, example. So the example should be real world. Okay. Let me put this here under the explanation so you can see that clearly. Okay. And then comes the example. So the example is real world, okay? And you can use examples from your own life if it's a first person essay. So example should be real world that your reader can truly see or envision. Okay. So let me give you an example and then you'll see an example, right? Here we go. So, indeed, I have friends who realized, let's be even more specific. I have a friend, Jane, who realized that she wanted to be a veterinarian when she was 15, and she has been happy in this career for the last 20 years, while my friend John only discovered after his third job that he really wants to run his own let's say electronics shop. Okay. All right, so it's a real world example, okay, to back up my topic sentence and my explanation. Okay. All right. Your explanation is a logical reason or a logical explanation, if you will, with numbers and substance, okay, for your topic sentence. And an example is something real world that your reader can truly see. So if I put all of these together, let me just do that right now, then it should make a lot of sense to my reader. Okay. So this is my body paragraph here. And I'm basically doing one sentence for each, but I mean, you could do two sentences if you can't get it done in one sentence. So this is my body paragraph 1 in a nutshell without the connecting sentence. So no connecting sentence yet. But that will come in a moment. Okay, so here we go. Let's read the whole body paragraph together. And this is exactly what you want to do at home when you're practicing for this, is just go step by step, take your time, pay attention to your English, pay attention to your grammar, okay? So certain individuals are fortunate enough to realize their career path in their 20s and they settle on a fulfilling profession, while others take longer and need to try a variety of jobs before finding their true calling. Some children find their passion in life during their teenage years and realize this is the work they want to pursue in their adult lives, but others do not discover their talents until their third or fourth job. Indeed, I have a friend, Jane, who realized that she wanted to be a veterinarian when she was 15, and she has been happy in her career for the last 20 years. While my friend John only discovered after his third job that he really wants to run his own electronics store. Okay, so now my concluding sentence. So clearly, whether or not having a job, having one job throughout life, or several, jobs and having satisfaction can depend on the person. Okay, so that is the connecting, concluding sentence of that body paragraph. Okay. All right. Let's see what some of our members have come up with here. So, Rahul Preet, I see your example. I'm going to copy it over here. Okay, this is Rahul Preet's example. Let's take a look at this, Rahul. Okay, so Rahul writes, I think my current job in medical scribe was a luck which I found on the LinkedIn, and moreover, I have a lot of expertise in medical terminology. Okay, I think there might be another part here that I'm missing. Yeah, okay. I see it, Rahul Preet. Let me grab that, because until now, I'm not exactly clear on what you're saying. Okay, so let me just see. This is the next sentence that Rahul has written. Okay, Rahul writes, I think my current job in medical scribe was a luck which I found on LinkedIn, and moreover, I have a lot of expertise in medical terminology. I have been working in my current company for the last 3 years. On the other hand, my friend Rajesh still has not found the satisfying job even after switching job every year. Okay, so yeah, I got you, Rahul. Yeah, it's making more sense now. And a couple of small corrections here to yeah, it looks like I've frozen, or YouTube's frozen. If I freeze students by any chance, then we'll finish this essay for homework, okay? And I'll restart for the next class if that happens, because I can see that YouTube and the streaming software are seeming to have an issue with each other. So if I freeze by any chance, you will see the full essay on our YouTube posts, okay? All right. We'll see what happens. I'll keep going until that may or may not happen. And if that does happen, I will restart everything, but only for the next class, okay? So everybody just be clear on that, all right? Yeah, no, Carolina, it's not your connection. It's definitely YouTube and the streaming software on my end. So yeah, so if it's really messed up, then we'll start up for the next class, which will be for listening part 3 and 4, and I'll try to restart everything and see what's going on with this software. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's not much I can do there, guys. Again, it's out of my control. Like I have a good internet connection. It has to do with software mismatch between YouTube and OBS. Okay. So let's fix this, Rahul. So keep it simple, Rahul. Your current job as a medical scribe, I think, right? So my current job as a medical scribe was a lucky find through LinkedIn. Rahul, don't expect that your reader knows what LinkedIn is. Just because LinkedIn is popular don't expect that they know what that is, your reader, okay? So which I found online, I would write, okay? And you don't need this part. I have a lot of expertise in medical terminology. It's unnecessary. Okay. Okay, yeah, we don't need more. So Rahul, I would write my current job as a medical scribe was a lucky find online, and I have been working in my current company for the last 3 years. Okay. I will, this is a satisfying career for me. Okay. All right. Now, on the other hand, comma, my friend Rajesh still has not found this the satisfying job even after switching work. Let's not repeat job every year. Okay, now that's a correct sentence, Rahul. That makes more sense. It's a little bit clearer for your reader. Be concise, okay? Careful not to mention unnecessary information like I have a lot of expertise in medical terminology. It's not necessary for this example. So my current job as a medical scribe was a lucky find online, and I have been working in my current company for the last 3 years. This is a satisfying career for me. On the other hand, my friend Rajesh still has not found a satisfying job, even after switching work every year. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Okay. Mian is asking, if I write YouTube, do I have to explain what YouTube is? Yeah, you do, Mi. That's a very good question. So if you're using specific words like Facebook or YouTube, yeah, you do need to have an explanation preceding that specific noun, okay? So you would say something like online streaming video, okay? Right? So absolutely, Mi, it's a good question. Yeah, you cannot use terms like Instagram or Facebook and just because these are popular products, expect that your reader understands what it is and why you're discussing it. It can actually be very confusing for your readers, so be careful about that, okay? All right, so now I want to repeat the same steps. So topic, sentence, explanation, example, with my point 2, which is time. Okay, so here I'm going to repeat the same using time. Oh, I shouldn't do that yet. Let me just remove the tracking changes. Here we go. So yeah, so with time, okay. So having a satisfying career and staying in the same job or switching jobs also depends on time, okay? What do I mean by that, right? So let me write this here for you, topic, sentence. Okay, I'm going to just smoothly write through body paragraph 2 and go ahead and, write your sentences, members, so keep practicing. Andre, I see your writing as well. Like my childhood friend Nina was happy with her job, about 15 years being a doctor, and my other friend John has had 4 jobs and is still looking for one that will make him happy. Okay, Andre, A little bit of correction. All right, but overall quite good. Okay, so body paragraph 2, here we go. Okay. Okay. So, in addition, people's preferences can change over time and they may become more or less happy about the work that they do. Again, visualize the situation, right? Some people are doing their job, they don't like it, but then they keep doing it and they start liking it and then they really enjoy it and they think it's a lot of fun. While the opposite is true, right? Some people start doing their work, they're really happy with their job, they're satisfied. And then after a few years, they start to get bored. They feel like they have accomplished what they needed in their job, and they're not so happy about it anymore, right? So here comes my explanation, right? So okay, so So, working in the same job for 4 decades can increase a person's level of achievement and joy as they become a master in their craft, but that span of time can also lead to redundancy and boredom in other fields. Okay, which may warrant switching jobs. Okay. All right, let me explain that, right? So, All right. So here we go. This is my topic sentence, explanation, and examples. So here, I'm not really writing the other side, Andre, but I'm basically explaining that time is one of the variables that affects job satisfaction, and that can impact whether or not a person is happy in the same job or in doing many jobs. So again, I'm not agreeing with the idea that being in the same job necessarily leads to more job satisfaction than switching jobs. And that's going to be in the conclusion. So in addition, people's preferences can change over time, and they may become more or less happy about the work that they do. Working in the same job for 4 decades can increase a person's level of achievement and joy as they become a master in their craft, but that span of time can also lead to redundancy and boredom in other fields, which may warrant switching jobs. Okay. My friend Tim was quite unhappy as an architect in his early career, but as he built bigger and more beautiful homes, he really fell in love with his work. On the other hand, my friend Frank grew extremely tired of being a stockbroker, even though he liked it in the beginning, and now he works as a surfing instructor. Okay, so now it makes sense that, okay, well, yeah, you could be satisfied doing the same work over a period of time, even though you might not like it in the beginning, or you might be satisfied switching jobs, because even if you're happy with a job in the beginning, you might not be happy with it later on. Okay, so now I'm going to get to the conclusion. And now what I want to do is I want to basically conclude for the reader what I'm telling them. So what the reader kind of is like, so what are you saying here? I'm starting to understand what you're saying here. So what are you saying here? So I want to rephrase my main points. Okay, evidently, okay, so evidently the main factors that contribute to job satisfaction are more so individual preference, let's say, and changing personality. Okay. Rather than staying in the same job or switching jobs. Okay. So now I can reiterate my level of agreement or disagreement. Therefore, okay, I do not agree that job satisfaction is better achieved by doing the same work. Just MS Word is having an issue here as this software is hanging up on it. Okay. Just give me a second here. So satisfaction is better achieved better MS Word, do what I tell you to do, is better achieved by doing the same work. All right. So MS Word, for some reason, is having an issue now. Probably some software conflict here. But anyway, so I'm going to verbally conclude this for you and you get the idea. So evidently the main factors that contribute to job satisfaction are more so individual preference and changing personality rather than staying in the same job or switching jobs. Therefore, I do not agree that job satisfaction, let me see if I do this, maybe we'll do better here. Let me, just give me 2 seconds here. Let me try something. All right. Okay, let's just restart Word here. Hopefully it'll like me more. Okay, so therefore, I do not agree that job satisfaction is better achieved. Oh, no, it's something else. By doing the same work. Throughout life. Okay, it's probably Microsoft that's causing me all these troubles. It's always Microsoft. All right. Okay. All right. So there we go. I've got my conclusion now. Okay. And it's pretty good. I should have a take-home message as well. Okay. That's valuable for the reader. Okay. And my take-home message can be something very simple. So a person can get or can be happy in the same job or after many careers. Okay. That's kind of my take-home message there, so I'm keeping it simple. All right. Okay, so there is my full essay. Now it's complete. When you're at home, you should always read through the essay. So when you're finished, you should go back all the way to the introduction and then read the introduction, body paragraphs, and the conclusion together, making sure that it's not too redundant, you're not repeating the same ideas, you have clarity, that you answer the question accurately. So start by reading the question. Okay, so read the original question when you're reviewing. Certain people believe that individuals who decide on a career at a young age and pursue it have a greater chance of fulfilling a career than those who often change their work. To what degree do you support this idea? Now, this was my paraphrase, so let's read the original question. Some think that people who choose a job early and keep doing it are more likely to have a satisfying career than others who frequently change jobs. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Give explanations and examples to support your opinion. Okay, let's take a look. So, job satisfaction leads to great productivity and a happy life. Certain people pursue the same career for over 4 decades, while others switch jobs every 5 years in hopes of having a fulfilling profession. A satisfying job can be defined as work that a person is motivated to do because they feel a sense of reward in their accomplishments. I do not agree that staying with the same job for an entire lifetime necessarily leads to a more satisfying career than changing jobs, because this can depend on the individual and time. Certain individuals are fortunate enough to realize their career path in their 20s, and they settle on a fulfilling profession, while others take longer and need to try a variety of jobs before finding their true calling. Some children find their passion in life during their teenage years and realize that this is the work they want to pursue in their adult lives. But others do not discover their talents under their third or fourth job. Indeed, I have a friend, Jane, who realized that she wanted to be a veterinarian when she was 15, and she has been happy in this career for the last 20 years, while my friend John only discovered after his third job that he really wants to run his own electronics store. Clearly, whether or not having one job throughout life or several jobs and having satisfaction can depend on the person. In addition, people's preferences can change over time, and they may become more or less happy about the work they do. Working in the same job for 4 decades can increase a person's level of achievement and joy as they become a master in their craft. But that span of time can also lead to redundancy and boredom in other fields, which may warrant switching jobs. My friend Tim was quite unhappy as an architect in his early career, but as he built bigger and more beautiful homes, he really fell in love with his work. On the other hand, my friend Frank grew extremely tired of being a stockbroker, even though he liked it in the beginning, and now he works as a surfing instructor. Evidently, the main factors that contribute to job satisfaction are more so individual preference and changing personality, rather than staying in the same job or switching jobs. Therefore, I do not agree that job satisfaction is better achieved by doing the same work throughout life. A person can be happy in the same job or after many careers just the same. And we have the word same, so I'm going to write equally. Okay. All right, that reads really well for me, so that makes a lot of sense, and that would definitely be a Band 9 essay for this question. So once again, go through the steps. A few hiccups in software today slowed the lesson, but I think that was a blessing in disguise. I think in some ways it made it easier for everyone to understand what's going on. So thank you so much, members, for your contributions and for writing. Saeed, I can see your conclusion there as well, and it's looking pretty good. So keep practicing and keep reviewing. For more detailed feedback and review and editing of your writing work, you can always use the editing services on the websites. Okay, so definitely check out what is available on our website, because we have Task 1, Task 2 editing service there as well for both aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. You cannot use the discount code for editing or for speaking, but you can use it for the premium IELTS package, and that's absolutely worth it. So the code again is RU492. That will get you a 30% discount off of our premium package. Students, great work. Thank you for your attention. I'm going to restart this system so it should be smooth for the next class, where we will be doing listening parts 3 and 4, the second half of the exam that we started yesterday. So take a good break, have some water, stretch your legs, and then come back in half an hour, and we will continue with more IELTS, specifically IELTS listening section strategies, tips, and practice. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out for now, but I will see you back here shortly, I hope. Bye, members. Thank you for your support. The next class is an all chat class. Everybody will be able to join the chat. Bye for now.